got the X, I got the X. Maybe you thought you won, but I'm still undefeated.
Hey guys, just before this video starts, if any of you guys are looking to buy or sell any cheap Rocket League credits, blueprints, items, basically anything you want, AOEAH is a third-party website that buys and sells Rocket League items. If you want to check it out, use the link in the description and use code XYZ on your checkout for 6% off your order. Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy XYZ here, back on the channel. We're trying out a little bit of a new series, a little bit of a spin-off of an old series I used to do called Car Wars, in which there would be a budget for a car, and me and my friend would have to compete to see who could make the best looking car, and we'd have like a couple hundred people on my Discord server vote on it. But today, essentially, I'm just going to be going through 5 of the cheapest, and I guess the cheapest flex cars, the best budget builds, whatever you want to call it, in Rocket League, so you guys can make some very clean cars that are going to be similar to what I'm going to be going through today. I hope my suggestions help, but I know a lot of people have been asking. I mean, every single video I've ever posted, people have always asked in the comments, like, how do I make my cars look like that? Like, I just have a natural way of making clean looking cars. I mean, like, look at what you see on the screen. Obviously, it has the gold stones on it. It's a bit of an expensive car because of the alpha items. But, you know, I don't need alpha items to make a cool looking car. And today I'm going to hopefully show you guys a few of my own personal tricks of how you can make a cool looking car without a high budget, and maybe you guys can make some of your own very cool cars similar to mine that I'm going to show you today. But first, I'm going to start off with a pretty simple design. This is more of just an example of what you can do. Essentially, what I'm just saying, guys, the esports team decals are some of the best decals for cool cars. Like, I'm rocking black inverted grip strides, which are like 400 to 500 credits at most, so it's just a couple bucks, if that. And then pretty much any esports decal. Any esports decal you chuck on there, it'll always look clean. I mean, obviously there's a few, like, complexity doesn't really have a black kind of design, but you could work that with a different color. I mean, Dignitas looks clean, Cloud9 decal, G2 Esports, Ghost, all of these. They look clean with this, with just a plain black cheap wheel. Obviously, if you wanted to go for a bit more of a higher budget, maybe black Veloci's, black Dicey's, any black non-crate exotic pretty much would work with this. Just a simple black plain wheel with a team esports decal. Super easy design, looks really clean, even with a painted, with an unpainted octane. Sorry, and then pretty much any boost you can go ahead and chuck on there. With this one, I'd recommend maybe a black standard, a white sparkles, something, you know, inexpensive but still would look good on your car. So team decals I'd recommend, and a cheap non-crate exotic or a rocket pass item. You know, there's plenty of options for you to put onto your own car. Next, we're going to be taking a look at, this is more of kind of bringing a little bit of light to a decal that nobody's really heard of, because this has been one of my favorite decals since it came out. I don't use it that much, but it is an orange painted Royal Tyrant. Now, some things people didn't notice until I hadn't noticed anybody else using this until I came up with it, is that if you have an orange painted Royal Tyrant and then you go to the colors tab, if you make the secondary paint anodized, it'll make the gold on top look like a crown on top of your car. You don't even need a topper. You got one. You got a gold crown. A lot of people don't really like toppers because they get in the way with aerials. I figured this is a nice way of having something cool that looks kind of like a topper, but you don't have to worry about it getting in the way of your aerials. And then, of course, I got some black sunbursts on. Obviously, any cheap non-crate exotic could also work. Black invaders, anything that's, you know, just a few hundred credits. Very cheap, very affordable. The decal itself is like you could probably get it for 50 credits, not even. And I have a sky blue octane just to match the sky blue octane on the blue team side, and then on the orange team side just an unpainted with a black secondary color to kind of match, and then a dark red matte primary. It's the darkest red primary that you can get, with a matte finish, and it just looks really cool. It makes the gold pop on the top of the car. I'd recommend it. I'd recommend it if I were you. If you like this design where it's got that cool gold glowing crown on the top, I'd recommend it. It's pretty nice. And then number 3, one of my favorites. This has been an old one that I've used for a long time on the channel. I've probably used this car for over a year at least. You got Lime Zomba's very inexpensive, just a few hundred credits at most. Lime Octane, I think it's like 300 to 400 credits. Obviously, I'm a PC player, so my price is not might not translate if you're a console player. They might be similar, but they probably won't be exact. And then Lime RLCS, again, just like a few hundred credits of a decal. Make the primary and secondary for either team light blue and red, just middle red, middle sky blue on both of these. And just swap them, obviously, for the other team. And it looks really clean. Like, that's probably, you're looking at 1,000 credits at most for that entire car. Obviously, you need probably just a clean Lime boost. I went with a Lime Fusion, which is like 200 credits at most. But you can go with any Lime boost, essentially. Like, even a Lime Hex Phase would still look nice with it. And that's like almost, that's almost nothing. Like a 20 to 30 credit item, probably. Like, painted Hex Phases, there's so many of them, they're so cheap. It's super easy to get. Next, just a simple, I went for a Dominus this time because, you know, I know not everyone uses the Octane, obviously, but there are plenty of really clean Dominus designs. I'd recommend just a simple Dominus decal. I went with white painted, I think it's Funny Book? Funny Book? Yeah, white painted Funny Book with a black secondary. Oh, I shouldn't have gone anodized in the secondary. It should be matte, so it makes the gold pop more. A gold anodized primary, just for a clean, just gold looking car. And then obviously this can work with any decal. Just a clean gold finish with a black secondary makes pretty much any basic design look cool. I'd recommend, if you're gonna go for one that's absolutely free, if I can find it, Scorpions is a very good one. I like that as well. It just looks so clean with, you know, a non-crate exotic that's painted black, like 300 credits for the Invaders. If you went with Sunbursts, OEMs, Sterns, any of those, pretty affordable for most people. Very clean design, not much you have to put into it. Looks very good. And then for my fifth design, I went with a similar one to my third one with the Lime Zombas, but this time I switched it up for Sky Blue Zombas. And essentially, you can take this design and translate it to any painted Zomba mixed with a painted RLCS. I prefer the Lime painted RLCS because it pops the most. And then what you do is you take your painted Zomba, see the Sky Blue Zomba, how it has that secondary as a pink color. You basically can make your primary and secondary for both teams. Since it's Sky Blue and pink for the Sky Blue Zomba, just make your primary and secondary for both teams that's Sky Blue and pink to match. I went with an anodized finish on both primary and secondary colors. You're looking at maybe, I mean, with the Sky Blue Octane, that's maybe 1,500 to 2,000 credits at the very most if you're paying full price. On a budget, you can probably get all of this on the car for like 1,300, 1,200, probably even less depending on how many good trades you can find and how good of a trader you are. But yeah, I mean, this you can literally translate with any painted Zomba, any painted RLCS decal, any painted Octane. I guess that has been it. These are my 5 designs for the day. If you want to see a similar series start up in the next few weeks, leave a like. Let me know in the comments, because if this series idea gets better, I'll probably make some more videos in the future about some of my tips and tricks of how to make really cool car designs with a very affordable price, because I know not everyone is like me where they're lucky enough and they're in the position to be able to afford all the alpha items, and I'm trying to help you guys out. You know, a lot of people can't always make their cars, and also I hate to see cars that are just I hate to see cars that, you know, just look like this. Hang on. That look like this in ranked games. I don't want to see that, guys. I don't want to see this in a ranked game. Please, just, if you need any help, ask me in my Discord server. I'd be happy to help make some clean car designs, make some suggestions for you guys. The link is down below for my Discord. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this kind of video idea, this series, let me know. And maybe I'll make a second episode in the future with another few designs, and maybe just some tips and tricks on the best ways to make the most affordable, cool looking cars you can. Thank you guys all for watching. See you next time.